knows. But tonight is the Royal Rumble for folks that are watching us and listening to us live. What are your predictions for the Royal Rumble, Mr. Blade? Because you have, there's a heck of a lot going on.
There is a heck of a lot going on. Do you have the match card?
I am slowly but surely pulling that up here.
If you can give me the match card, I will give my 2 cents.
Royal Rumble 2018. God, it's amazing that it's 2018.
Rumble-wise, I think 2 things happen. Either Ronda Rousey makes her debut in the WWE and wins the Royal Rumble.
Wow.
Or Asuka wins the Rumble and goes on to Mania.
Holy smokes.
So that's for the women's match. The men's match, I'd like to see. I'm a huge Dolph Ziggler fan. I think he is an amazing worker. Talent beyond, like, he's great. I would like to see him maybe come back and win. Maybe somebody that they want to start giving a little bit of a push, something like that. So, but Dolph Ziggler, if he was to come back, that'd be awesome. In my book. Now that Roman Reigns enters, everyone thinks he's going to win again.
Yes.
I don't know.
And if that happens, Cousin Chris's head will explode.
There will be a lot of people mad. The problem I see with that is they just got Roman Reigns back where people don't completely hate him. So why? If he wins the Royal Rumble, I think he goes right back to being hated.
Okay. Well, one of the other matches on this is the and I just think this is ridiculous, the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane, or as I like to affectionately refer to Brock as Bork Laser, because the people on the internet have referred to him as for whatever reason.
If you don't know anything about Brock Lesnar, people don't like him now because he's boring, but if you ever follow his career, that guy is an actual phenomenal wrestler.
Yes.
And not only professional wrestling as we call it, but also amateur. And UFC, you see what he did.
Yep.
A lot of people don't like him. He is one of those here sometime, gone sometime.
Yes. Very much so. He's here today, gone tomorrow. Yeah. Literally. Because I don't think he'll be on Raw tomorrow.
People like seeing the champions all the time.
Yes.
But Braun Strowman's a different creature. He
is something else.
And can move. He's agile, and I picked Braun Strowman to win.
And let's see, they're having the WWE Championship match: AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn in a handicap match. I don't know when it became a handicap match. I thought it was a triple threat match, but now it's.
If Owens and Zayn don't win, I think it hurts them.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens was a champion by himself. AJ Styles and Kevin Owens would have a phenomenal match together, just one-on-one. So a 2-on-1, I feel if Owens and Zayn don't win that, then it could hurt them, like, just in my mind.
Yeah. And the Raw Tag Team titles, Seth Rollins, Jason Jordan against Sheamus and, as Cousin Chris likes to say, Claudio Castagnoli, but Cesaro.
Man, Cesaro is another one of them guys that is a phenomenal worker.
Yes.
The rumors I've heard, Sheamus is kind of injured. And
yes, neck injury. And
so I think maybe Jason Jordan turns on Seth Rollins.
I have that could be something. The SmackDown Tag Team titles, 2 out of 3 falls match, which I think WWE will screw this up. But the Usos against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin.
I love the Usos. I have since they first came into the E. I I hope they win.
And then, of course, on the kickoff show, there is Bobby Roode with the U.S. title versus whoever shows up, I guess.
Why that's on the kickoff show, I do not know. Bobby Roode.
I'd put that on the main show.
I mean, but Vince is a lot smarter, a lot more knowledgeable, and
yes,
a ton more money than me. So I will not question what he does. A lot of people will, and a lot of people will call him an idiot. But you do what he's done for so long.
Yes,
he knows what he's doing.
It's a hell of a deal. And then Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson versus the Revival. Basically, the rematch from Monday Night Raw.
They kind of destroyed the Revival.
Yeah, they smashed them.
To revisit it, it kind of makes it kind of lackluster with the way they beat them so easily on Monday. But you never know. Them guys, like, if you like old school wrestling, Jim Ross will probably love that match.
Yeah.
The Revival is good old school wrestling.
Great little tag team. And then, of course, I don't know why they're doing this. I guess just because they want to get them on the show. Kalisto, Lince Dorado, Grand Metalik against TJP, Jack Gallagher, and Drew Gulak.
So it's like a 205 Live six-man?
Yeah.
Is it like a six-man tag, or is it a...
No, it's just a six-man.
Six-man match, kind of like a scramble.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be interesting. Is it #1 contender, or what?
I have no clue. It doesn't say. So.
I haven't seen that. Name the names again?
Let me go back here. By the way, I hope Nakamura wins the Rumble, but I don't think it's going to happen.
A lot of people do. Won't.
I don't think they'll do it.
Reins off of Nakamura.
Yeah. It's Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Grand Metalik taking on TJP, Jack Gallagher, and Drew Gulak.
Okay, so it is.
It's just a six-man match.
Tag.
Yeah.
They'll probably put. I think Kalisto's team.
Yeah. Well, so we've got Jay Birdwells on Skype. We've got Mr. Michael Nagy in studio, Santa Nagy.
I get to Santa Nagy's. Where's my gift? I've been a good boy. Dang it.
You'll have to put make up your wish list.
Make up your wish list. Now, this whole thing that is going on with the XWE and you guys doing all sorts of stuff. So you guys basically, I've been trying to figure this out. Is it pretty much every month? XWE does this.
We try to run every month, once a month.
Yeah.
And we're not running March just because of so much basketball.
Yes.
That the last few years we ran March, we've had low numbers, and we know why. You got so much basketball going on, everyone's usually busy.
Oh yeah.
But just because we're not running Salina in March doesn't mean we're not looking at something else.
Okay, well, oh my God, wouldn't that be fun, Nagy? If they went somewhere other than Salina, and I can't say anything because I don't know anything. I literally, actually, on this occasion, I thought it was another month. I didn't know it was actually March, but okay.
No, that thing you're thinking about is another month.
Okay. Because I'm like sitting here thinking, well, I got my information early.
No.
Okay.
The thing you're thinking about is later.
That and we won't say anything else because I can't, because I won't, because I don't want to screw it up. Like cousin Chris told me when I wanted to meet his eventual wife. I'm like, when are we going to get to meet Angel? And he's like, you're not going to get to meet Angel, brother, because I don't want you screwing it up. So I never got to meet Angel till he was married to her. Till the deal was signed. I never got to meet her. So I've been trying to talk sometime and having cousin Chris come and be on the show and talk, because he's like the biggest wrestling, as my buddy Rob likes to say, biggest wrestling geek that there is. But Cousin Chris can't stand Triple H. Hates him. Refers to him as Black Cock. Hates him so much. He refers to Shawn Michaels as Asian Cock. All these guys that he hates are all cocks. Like Sting is Painted Cock. Ric Flair is Old Man Cock.
Wow.
He hates these people.
He's a wrestling fan?
He's a wrestling fan, but he's a big ROH guy. He's a big PWG guy. That's like when we go to local wrestling. Oh my God, Chris just some of the guys around here, he just can't. He likes Lenny, and there's a video online, and I have to send it to you, Blade. You will enjoy this of Lunatic Lenny showing Mike Game of all people and Cousin Chris how to wrestle in Wellington, God. And Mike Game ends up tripping himself up when he goes to the ropes, and he hits the bottom rope and broke his ribs.
Yeah, that don't surprise me. There's a guy who broke their necks on the ropes before and killed them.
Wow.
There's actually a video out right now where a guy hits the ropes and doesn't hit them right. Goes through the ropes, hits the outside.
Wow.
So, really?
Well, see, what was great, and it's just because it's Mike Game, and Mike Game is, well, he's Mike Game. He broke his ribs when he tripped and he fell on the bottom rope. And then he was in that National Guard at that time. So he had drill the next week. And he showed up and he, did what he needed to do. And he blasted through everything he needed to do. And then at the end of the weekend, he's like, my side kind of hurts. And so he went to the doctor. And the doctor's like, you broke your ribs, and your ribs have been broke for 3 weeks.
Oh, goodness.
And then they tell his they tell his commanding officer, and his commanding officer next day goes out there, and they go, he's like, you motherfuckers. He's like, none of you guys were able to do the push-ups that you're supposed to do yesterday. Private Gooseby over here has had 2 broke ribs for 3 weeks and blasted all you guys out. What's your excuse?
Have you ever had broke ribs?
No.
Bro, I had bruised ribs, and it felt like death. That sucks. Yeah, I cracked my ribs.
But in the military, you get told you're a girl or a pussy if you don't do your push-ups. So, God forbid you sit there and complain.
Yeah.
Well, and I think also with like Nagy was saying, I think his game was just probably so goddamn high it didn't matter.
He's always on something.
He's always on something. He was on something at the Gathering of the Juggalos. He was on 5 substances. Remember, he kept telling us, "I'm on 5 substances, including cocaine." He was all over the place. We stuck him on a. Here's what happened. We stuck him on a trolley, and they had him zoom around the fairgrounds. And I'm thinking it's a trolley like at the state fair. You get on the trolley, they run you to the building. And then me and Nagy are walking around. Well, finally, we're like, let's get on this trolley. Nagy's like, let's get on this trolley. So we get on a trolley. And we're zooming around. And all of a sudden, people start getting off the trolley. And there's Mike Game sitting on the bench right where we left him. And he's got this white T-shirt that's got all sorts of colors on it. And I said, what happened to you? He looks at me and Nagy and he goes, I've seen some things. And you're going to see them too. And so we get over to this one like campground area, and out of nowhere, here comes these juggalos. And they're nailing us with Fago and rocks, mud, shenanigans, and all this. And everybody's like, me and Nagy, of course, are like, protect the equipment. So we.
Everybody having a good time for some reason.
Everybody was having a good time, and then we pulled into the next part, and here comes this just lone juggalo with a water gun, super soaker, and he starts shooting everybody with water, and they stop the trolley, and they're like, not cool, man. And it's like, wait a second. Wait a second. And so then they drop us off, and Nagy runs over to one of the water dispensers, and he's like, I got a rock in my eye, and he flushes out this rock, and he's like, see? He shows me this rock. It was something else. And then we bumped into Madman Pondo, which just floored me. I'm like, what? What the hell is he doing here? What?
You know what I enjoyed from like working for JCW and
Yes.
stuff like that? We got to be backstage at the Diamond Stage. For
That's pretty
every
cool.
evening concert. So like I was backstage for Vanilla Ice when he was on. I was backstage for ICP when they went on. So it was like not only did I get to wrestle for JCW, I got to be backstage.
Got to be backstage and
with
hanging
all
out.
the concerts and like shake the hand of Vanilla Ice, and like I was sitting on the bench at one point and Shaggy comes up and sits down beside me. Big Hoodoo walks up, ABK walks up, and we're all just sitting there having conversation, just like they
Wow.
do, man. And it was really cool to people that I kind of looked up to and followed through their whole career.
Yeah.
That they're cool enough to, like, you know, once they realized that I was a wrestler and I was wrestling JCW for them that night, it was just like, hey man, how you doing? You know, good to meet you.
Look at that.
And it was cool. Like
You're over.
yeah. Who was over was Kuda. Kuda comes.
Oh, I'm sure that motherfucker
Bro,
was over like
Kuda-
nobody's
Kuda come
business.
in there painted up with his hood on and doing his thing, and people were like, "Can we take pictures with him?" He was a draw, bro. We could have thrown up him on stage. Well, then
Just
for-
don't even speak.
for his match, Shaggy wrapped him to the ring.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy
So
smokes.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, if they do Oklahoma or they do somewhere that's within decent driving distance and you guys wrestle, maybe me and Nagy might try it again. I don't think we'll try it again with Mike Gay.
We won't get on the trolley this time.
We won't get on the trolley this
Dude,
time.
like-
Or if we do, we'll have plastic bags on. Something. You know what's funny is that Jaybird Wells was so jealous that she didn't get to go. And I'm like, you would have been there 20 seconds. The minute they would have poured pop on you, you would have been like, I got to find a hotel room and take
You
a shower.
imagine Derek all suited up.
Oh, God, if Derek would have had a suit on, he would have been fighting people.
Where is Derek?
I don't know. He just disappeared. He was here, and then he was gone. He pops up every once in a while, but
Prison somewhere.
I don't know. He's
How was the
If I
no
wear
white women thing
Catwoman,
going
I need
for?
bodyguard.
see, if she was Catwoman, she'd need bodyguards
Yeah,
at this
that,
thing.
that might be true.
But okay, go ahead. What were you saying?
How was the no white women thing going for Derek?
He apparently is still not having sex with white women. He was banging a black chick named Pocahontas at one point, I think. And he's like, I got this picture. Look at this dog. She's showing me, and I'm like, who's that? And he goes, her name is Pocahontas. And I'm like, is that a gimmick name? No. Her name's Pocahontas, dog. I'm like, okay.
Poor thing.
So he was banging Pocahontas, apparently. Now, of course, well, we don't want to talk about who Jaybird Wells is banging. But the thing is, that's a story for when we're off the air. And she's off Skype, and she can't,
With the cat
interject. Oh, you know what's funny is that, what was it, Jay? Was there some fan that wanted to film you banging your husband in the cat suit?
No, that was the Darth Sith belly dancing outfit.
goodness.
Wearing the Darth Maul mask. What?
People, man.
People just are just out of their
They-
minds.
They have fetishes. Cosplay fetishes.
That's nuts.
Well, as we wrap up here today, that's got to be where we got to wrap up here today. Jay, before we let you go, mention your Internet Movie Database and everything you're involved in.
Our website is whattheheckhecc.com, no hyphens. Find me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, International Movie Database.
You are great.
JAEBYRD Wells.
Wells. And Jay, I will either talk to you next week in studio or on Skype, one of the two.
All right.
All right. See you later. There goes Jaybird Wells, everybody's favorite. She's just out of her mind. But let's see. Nagy, what do you got coming up?
I got a bunch of stuff coming up.
We're trying to get you in for Eminem.
Looking into that New Jersey festival too.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah,
The Governor's Ball, right?
the Governor's Ball, yes. We're trying to get you into that.
That'd be awesome.
And
Photo shoot with Kelsey.
that'll be a psycho circus.
Let me tell you.
It's gonna be something else.
Look for those photos.
Look for those photos. Blade, XWE next month.
Yeah, 24th. We got a lot coming down the line. This next year for the Cursed is going to be huge. Keep an eye on us. You can follow me at Blade-XWE Entertainment. You can also follow the XWE group at XWE Entertainment.
Look at that.
And then also we're real big with the AIWF right now, so follow them.
That's
also.
cool.
So I believe that's on Facebook. Just look up AIWF, which is
Allied Independent Wrestling Federation, I think. Yeah.
So doing big things, trying to make big moves, and trying to
Make it happen.
We're gonna have to set something up sometime.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, that is that. Next week is Super Bowl Sunday. Before we go, Blade prediction. Who do you want to win?
I'm a Dolphins fan, so I hate the Patriots. So go Eagles.
Let's hope the Eagles. But if I've seen the photos and things on the internet, if the referees are involved, they're smiling and shaking their hands. What are you doing?
This is why XFL will succeed because the NFL.
Because the NFL's got problems.
Yes.
Well, that wraps it up here on our big broadcast, and my thanks to Blade. It is always fun when he is here, and I'm going to work on Flex Reed, and we're going to see if we can get him in here at some point.
I'll make that happen.
And that will be fun.